Hello everybody and welcome back to Gran Turismo 4. Last time we took on driving missions 1 through 10 and showcased how they were the easy ones of the bunch. This episode we're going to be going back to special conditions, so you know what that means. Time to go to the good old Mitsubishi section and pull out the tried and true 1999 Lancer Evolution 6 rally car, 301 horsepower, 600 RPM. And I've driven it 51 miles. Anyways, we're gonna go back and try and wrap up the easy ones because the easy ones usually just require a license. And I kind of want to get over to the ones that require IB, which are normal. So let's get into it with the Swiss Alps Rally. This one is going to be interesting because I believe this one is probably the most like hilly one, I would say, or actually the most bumpy one that we've driven on so far. Sure, we've had tracks where you kind of go up and down, but those were in like coastal towns where it was kind of controlled. This one was just straight up like hills. As you can see, we already are on like a dirt road, and as you can see, this track looks pretty weird. And it's dirt road, so it's gonna feel kind of drifty, like the Grand Canyon, but not too drifty like the snow mass, where it's like almost impossible to control. So we're already past the section where we had to do that one license test on B licenses. And we spun out, and we're back ready to go. So I would say right now, I don't think wall riding is going to be exactly the best strategy here, just because it's not really like the turns on this track are so wide and open. I can honestly probably make it better normal than just what's it called, wall riding. So I'm not going to do that exactly. What I am going to do is just oh, okay, we're good. I thought for a second I was just slam into the wall, but nope, I didn't. Anyways, let me see. Oh, one thing I did see was someone had pointed out that I managed to reach almost 500 days, and then I only had about like 15% complete of this game. That was mainly because I wanted to showcase the cheat codes in an earlier episode, which required me to get like a year's worth of playtime, or a year's worth of days counted on the like, in-game calendar. And then after that, I just wanted more Kara, so I did more of the RSC Rally Raid grinding thing. And then that's how I kind of got to where I'm at now. And I don't think I'll get to the amount of money I'll need to showcase a special thing that occurs once you get really later on in the game, just because I went too far ahead just to showcase Chico that I didn't end up using. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I'll showcase the things I want, but I won't be able to get them. Spoiler alert, I guess. But I mean, what else is there to really get in this game besides cars? So yeah, I guess that would explain why I'm at almost like 600 days with only 20% completion. It's just because I wanted to showcase cheat codes. And it was just because I found out about them like a couple days before recording, and like I saw a tweet about them, and I was like, really? But I was like, I wasn't like disappointed. I was like, that's crazy, right? Because this game was like already like pretty much 20 years old, and the fact that cheat codes were just found for the game now is like it's crazy to think about how somehow cheat codes in this game remain so elusive, and yet they still managed to find them so many years later. It really does make you wonder how people even find them in the first place. Like how like especially like the cheat codes that were found out like all the way back from when a game released, like early 2000s. Like, how do you find these? Well, a lot of them were probably strategy guys that came out, but even then, like for this game specifically, I wonder how they even found them because they were found like I want to say at the time of recording this episode, like a probably a few months back already at this point, or at least that's when I remember seeing it. Anyways, So yeah, I remember a few months ago I saw the tweet for. No, let me look up real quick. Let me look it up when these cheat codes were from. I know it wasn't very recently. It was like it was pretty far off. It was about yeah, it looks like 5 months ago, exactly from today was when I saw. Well, it wasn't when I saw the tweets. It was a little bit before that, but I saw the videos by Matt J155 about it, and I wanted to just show those off because they were like I think the only one I remember was like the $10 million cheat code at this point. I don't remember any of the other ones, and I only remember that one because that was the easiest one to put in. I don't remember any of the other ones. Sorry about that little like tap right there. I had to make sure my mic was down. I wasn't, what's it called? I didn't exactly check if I had my headset mic put down. I just kind of threw it on and started recording. So I just had to check real quick. Anyways, welcome to the reverse Swiss Alps, the evil version. I don't know. Alright, so I think these next few episodes are just going to be wrapping up the easy events for Rally. And that's just mainly because I want to get the easy ones out the way. Because normal is pretty much all of the exact same tracks. Like literally everything is the same. Except that now it just has more laps and it's just going to be a more difficult car. I'm pretty sure it goes up like I'm pretty sure normal difficulty is 3 laps, and then hard difficulty is 5 laps. And hard difficulty requires me to have the IA license, so you're not going to be there for a while. But, eventually we'll get to the hard events, and, or I should say the long events is what I should be saying, because there are a lot of long events in this game. In case you don't know, the endurance events are probably going to be the longest ones you have to do. And we'll get there when we get there, but I am wondering how I'm gonna get those done because I am not gonna have you guys just sitting here watching like gameplay footage for 24 hours. Oh, that was not good. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna have y'all just sitting here for 24 hours watching me drive the same track. That's not really something I want to end up doing. So I may end up like I think what I may end up doing for those episodes specifically is just recording little bits and pieces of the event going on, and then just like recording little bits and pieces, and then just showcasing what happens, or just editing the footage together. Sorry, I was concentrating for a little bit there, but let me see. What else is there to talk about that's happened recently? Hmm. I don't know. In terms of Gran Turismo, I mean, the movie came out, but I still have yet to see it just because it hasn't really piqued my interest all that much. From the trailers I saw, it looks just kind of like a mediocre action movie, not like I wouldn't say it looks like Need for Speed, which is like the other racing game movie that's come out, but it doesn't look too interesting. The Gran Turismo movie just kind of looks like a cheesy like drama film. Especially the trailers were like it showcases the dads like, oh, you play video games all day. You should come work construction with me or whatever. And then the son's like, I'm going to become a great champion one day because I play Gran Turismo. I don't know. The movie doesn't seem very appealing for me. It doesn't seem like it'll stick out very much. Uh, okay. Actually, let me see real quick. Let me see how much time I have recorded on this episode right now. Because I feel like this episode's short enough. About 10 minutes. Honestly, now that I think about it, I'm gonna, what's it called? Group 2 of these events together. So I'm gonna do another rally event in this episode. Another rally event in this episode, just because it was like this episode's kind of short. You know, that's whatever. Anyways, for completing the Swiss Alps rally event, we get ourselves a Mitsubishi CZ3 Tarmac 01, a car that will most likely never be used, but it's cool to have, just because it's probably the weirdest hatchback in this game. Anyways, let's get on to our next event, which is going to be, I believe, Tahiti Maze. Let me see. Or Tour of Tahiti. I think Tahiti Maze is just a completely different. I think that was GT2 only. Or, no, I guess not. There goes Tahiti Maze. Anyways, this track is different because it's a lot of twists and turns instead of a lot of bumps. So let's get into this event. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's like a cross event. It has road and dirt sections, so gotta watch out for that. So let's get into already the setting for the track looks a lot more welcoming than Swiss Alps. Okay. I didn't mean to run into. I can't see that's behind me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Like genuinely, I did not mean to just slam into him. I don't know if you heard that, but the like sound effect for just smashing into someone's car played while I was reversing. So that means one thing, and one thing only, which means I just slammed into the back of this car. I didn't mean to, but you know what? We'll take those, because now I'm ahead. Also, this track is a lot more wall-ridey, and I could just wall ride to my heart's content if I wanted to. As I was trying to say, this track is a lot more of a welcoming setting than Swiss Alps. I don't really like the setting of Swiss Alps much. I do like Tahiti Maze a ton more, just because it's a coastal town. I mean, come on, or I should say coastal village. It's not very populated. But either way, it's still just a very much like more interesting setting than whatever Swiss Alps had going on. And I like it for that. I'm kind of I wouldn't say this is the most underrated track in the game, but this is definitely up there. There is one track that I think is very underrated just because you barely even get to see it. Or no, you don't even get to see it if you don't know that it's even there because it's not a track that ever shows up because it's not even like a event that you could do. I think I'll actually showcase it in this episode. I think after this event on Tahiti Maze, I'll showcase what I'm talking about, but just for the record, the track I'm going to show I think is probably the most underrated just because the setting is gorgeous. Like, it is beautiful, but you only ever get to see it if you know it's there and you want to test out like your car's speed. So for those of you that know, you're probably gonna know which track I'm talking about. Those of you that don't, you'll see in a little bit. Anyways, I got a penalty somehow. I don't know how I got that. I guess that one part of the track specifically says "fuck you" to wall riders. But anyways, let's go ahead and take the left. Ooh, sorry. It's getting pretty late. You know what they say, night's young. It's like 11 right now I'm recording, but you know what? I'm still up, still recording. That's all that matters. Let me see. Tell a story about how I even managed to find Gran Turismo 4. So, I guess to start, like preface, Gran Turismo 4 was not my first Gran Turismo game. Even though I grew up in the time when like there was like PS2, PS3 era, This was not one of the racing games I played when I was growing up. I played mainly like it was Need for Speed Most Wanted, a game called I want to say LA Rush, which that game was like most like cheap, difficult thing you'll ever play. I'm not even lying. There's like a specific event on there that's so garbage. It's so bull that like it's impossible to complete it. Let me see. Oh, I also played. I also grew up on a Midnight Club 3, specifically like the dub remix edition, which is like the definitive edition of the game because it has like the Tokyo map and all like exclusive cars and stuff like that. But I didn't really grow up on Gran Turismo. I didn't even. I'm pretty sure I didn't even know the series existed at that point. I only knew it existed because I was like 10. My dad, um, he had gotten Gran Turismo 5 for the PS3. I was like, I want to try this out, and I just thought, man, this game is boring. And I put it up, and I didn't touch it until I was like, I want to say like 15, because I had saw this this guy that did what's his name? BK4. That's what his name was. I saw BK4 did like those like console error videos, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I saw he made Gran Turismo meme videos. I was like, what is this? And then I got my ears blasted out by his GT 2000, what's it called, meme where he just plays like the theme song from that game in like max volume, and it was really funny. But after that, I was like, what is this series about? And I tried out specifically Gran Turismo 4 because I was like, this game looks interesting. Like out of all the games, Gran Turismo 4 looked the most interesting. Plus, it had the most memes about it because I saw specifically like something about driving mission 34, which I showcased last episode, and ooh, excuse me. I saw a meme about driving mission 34 and the SLR McLaren, and I was like, I have to check out this game. So I went through alternative means to play the game because I didn't have a PS2 at that point. And I thought it was just a pretty good racing game, you know. I thought it was fun just collecting cars. And I think at that point I even had tried to record that game. Oh Jesus Christ! I think when I first tried out the game, I tried actually recording it, but that footage is long gone now. I deleted it a long time ago because I was like, this series was going nowhere. Not to mention, it was taking up a lot of storage on my computer because I didn't realize like how much recording foot like. Because at that point, I think I was using Streamlabs OBS instead of regular OBS, and that took up like so much space when it came to recording. It was like, oh my god. So I turned down the like quality settings, and it barely helps. So I switched to OBS, and then I started recording another Let's Play, which was a Hitman. And then I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I forgot about Gran Turismo, and then it just kind of went off to. I just forgot about it, and then after a while, I was just like, I should delete it. I was like, if I actually want to do this Let's Play, I need to restart it and just like go from the ground up. So I did that, and it was a pretty good decision, I think. But let's see. I guess after saying all that, that just kind of describes how I even got to this point. How I even figured out Gran Turismo 4 was actually a game. How Gran Turismo was a series that was actually pretty good. I think at this point, the only games I'm missing physically, or the only game I am missing physically from the like mainline series, is 7 because I have it digitally, and I don't think I don't know if there's like a hot take or not, but I don't think 7 is the weakest in the series. Sure, it's like online only and it has microtransactions and stuff like that, but at least 7 still has the fundamentals of what makes a Gran Turismo series, right? You do races, you get prizes and stuff like that, even though if it's just money. And the GT Cafe makes it a little easy just to get cars. Now, at least then, it still has like the basics of a Gran Turismo game, right? It has events, licenses, all that, you know. Gran Turismo 6 gets rid of what made Gran Turismo, Gran Turismo, right? You could buy, in 6, you could buy every car you want in the game, and you could just like, oh, I fell for it again. Okay. Anyways, in 6, You just buy whatever car you want. There's not really like prize cars to earn or anything. Every car is available to purchase from the start. All you need is just the money. And I didn't really like that. I don't really like that about 6. I know 6 in general has the most content out of any Gran Turismo game, but like, it doesn't really like. I don't think that really justifies it, like getting rid of what made Gran Turismo, you know. Sure, there was stuff like license test events, but like without prize cars or like, sorry, without prize cars or like any real like mystique around the game, like any mysteriousness around it, like what car am I gonna get for this event? You know, it's like, it's whatever. So 6 is what I believe to be the weakest in the series. I do think even though the first 2 games are like really old, 3 is difficult as hell. 5 has its issues too. 7 has a lot of issues with it. I still think 6 is probably the worst about it. I think 4 is just the perfect Gran Turismo. No, sure, it also has some issues with it, like ridiculous wait times for some of the driving missions and like some driving missions that are just some actual bullshit, like the One Life Guide runs. Okay. But you know, I think this game is the perfect one. Like if you're gonna play Gran Turismo, I'd say play 4, especially with the modding community with this game, because the modding community is like going back, adding quality of life updates to the game that just make it a lot better. Like the only one actually right now that I can think of is Spec 2 mod, and Spec 2 mod is basically just getting the original game, updating graphics, adding quality of life so you can like go from an event menu to your garage and pick whatever car you need specifically for that event, see what the opponent list is and stuff like that. The Spec 2 mod looks great. Unfortunately, I don't think I could run it on a PS2, so that's unfortunate. But you know what is fortunate? We beat Tahor Tahiti, so that's what all that matters really. Let's go ahead and get our 5,000. We're almost up to 100,000 credits. Let's see what we get for this prize car. So for completing the tour to Tahiti, we get ourselves what? Is it going to be a rally car or a normal car? Let's see. It's an old one. A Renault 5 Turbo. A pretty legendary rally car, but just the normal variant of it. So normally this is the part where I'd go to the garage and wrap up the episode, but I figured we wrap it up differently this time. So we only got 3 left. This one is Rain, like Rain. And then these 2 I'm probably gonna do together. So, well, maybe not. I don't know, but what I do know is we're gonna showcase what I was talking about earlier. So I believe, where would it be at? Would it be in Power and Speed? This is a track that I think is, yes, there it goes. Welcome to the Las Vegas Drag Strip. A 0 to 400 meter run. This is what I believe to be probably the most underrated track in the game. The scenery of it just looks beautiful. And overall, it just doesn't get as much recognition as I think it should. I do think that this would have been a really good setting for a track, but we just never got it because I'm pretty sure at some point or another there was supposed to be a drag strip like event for this game. Where like it would be like a game mode like rally event, but it just never came around and it's kind of just obscured. It just went into obscurity. So let's go ahead and get into this. And I guess as we're doing the drag strip, I'll wrap up this episode. So next time on Gran Turismo, we'll either be taking on 1 rally event or 3, depending on how short the tracks are in general. So I guess with that, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.